Here we go, back at it again with yet another video. G'day guys, I'm Champ Shock, and if you end up enjoying today's video, you know what to do. You smack that like button real good. But anyway, let's dive into today's topic at hand, which has to do with the Xbox One and all its games releasing in 2019. So the thing is, I've seen a few articles out there that have been talking about how Xbox and Microsoft could be in trouble in 2019. And I do agree with some of the things that these articles do say, but I disagree with a lot of the things they do say also. One of the key points they're bringing across is that Microsoft doesn't have enough games this year, they don't have enough exclusives, and I do agree to a point, they could definitely do a whole lot better, but the thing is, if you did look at E3 last year and all the announcements Microsoft's made this year, in 2018, that they are actually working on quite a lot of stuff and they have brought a lot of studios on board. So to actually say that Microsoft are in trouble, I think that's kind of stupid. It is a bit of a warning out there to Xbox fans, people that do have Xboxes like myself, like a lot of you guys. There will be some games out there that do come out that you may not want to play, but they are added to these lists, so it does make Xbox's lineup look a little better than normal, but you may not be interested. But the thing is, Xbox still does have quite a few games coming out over the next year or so, and it should be exciting times no matter what, especially with big games like Halo and Gears coming back into the fold. And also on top of that, quite a lot more stuff will probably be announced at E3 next year in 2019. But the thing is it going to be a good year for Microsoft? We're not 100% sure. We're going to have to look and see what actually happens there. But we are going to actually take a look into the list of games that they do have at hand coming out in the next year or so. So we are going to look at a bunch of other games that will be coming out on Xbox, but the first list we are going to look at is just games that are exclusive to Xbox in the next year. And the first game is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and this is a sequel to the previously released Xbox exclusive game, Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, we don't actually know when in 2019 this game's going to be coming out, but it will be out exclusively on Microsoft platforms, being the PC and the Xbox One. I'm excited for this game. It's going to be a good game. It just gives you a whole lot of puzzles, challenges. It's a platformer. It's just a great little adventure game, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will enjoy it too, but I know also quite a lot of people won't. Now, moving on to another game that pretty much everybody out there is going to play the hell out of. It's Gears of War 5. I'm a huge Gears fan. You guys know that already. Now, Gears of War 5, another game that doesn't really have a release date just yet. All we do know is it's Gears 5. It's coming out 2019. It's exclusive, again, on Xbox and PC. And it seems like this whole 2019 no bound exact release date seems to be just a reoccurring theme in this whole thing. It goes to the next game on this list, and it's Battletoads. So Battletoads is another game coming out exclusively on Xbox. It was announced at E3 in 2018, and we don't actually know when in 2019 it'll be out. We just know it's developed by Rare, and Rare have a great studio, and now they are working exclusively with Microsoft, so we don't know when in 2019 this game will be out, but it's another game that we can add to this list and not have to worry about not having a lot of games. Now, one game we do know is coming out specifically on February 22nd, 2019, is a game known as CRACKDOWN 3. This game, everybody's pretty much looking forward to this game, but it could be a major flop. We don't know. We really don't know what it's going to be like, if it's going to be great or not. It's coming out pretty soon, as I did state, February 22nd, so that's another game there on the list. Now, Cuphead is getting a sequel, Cuphead the Delicious Last Course. That is also coming out in 2019. We're not sure exactly when. It seems like this is 100% a recurring theme. Microsoft have just stated all these games are coming out, but we don't know when. We're not giving them an exact release date. So, yeah, Cuphead, it's going to be one more frustrating game, the Delicious Last Course. It's going to give you much more nightmares than the previous one, hopefully. But those are pretty much all the games there on the list for Microsoft in 2019. The interesting thing here is we've also got a Halo game, Halo Infinite, but we're not even sure if that is going to come out in 2019. If it does, it'll probably be late November, early December, if we even do actually end up getting it in 2019. But I'm not 100% confident. So that's where it kind of gets just a little iffy. So Microsoft, they do have some good games coming out next year. They're going to have some more announcements. announcements. But if we take a look over the last year or 2 years, Microsoft's exclusive game has kind of been, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, compared to Sony, compared to Nintendo, especially with the launch of the Switch, they've kind of been on the downtrend at Microsoft. But the thing is, it's not always just about exclusives. Microsoft has been doing a lot of stuff hardware-wise. They also released that new controller that helps people with disabilities. It's great things like that Microsoft are doing, so we shouldn't worry about Microsoft too much. There shouldn't be too much of a warning, but there still is. And then you have to think about games that are multi-platform that are coming out next year. So Microsoft players, I should say Xbox players, shouldn't worry too much because there are other games also coming out on Xbox. I'm going to run through these pretty quickly. So Kingdom Hearts is coming out in January, like in less or just over a month from now, and that's going to be multi-platform again. And all these that I'm listing here are multi-platform. So you've also got Resident Evil 2, another January game. Then you've got Metro Exodus, and then there's even more games on this list. You've got Anthem. So Anthem's coming out in February, and that's going to be a multi-platform again. And then you've got Devil May Cry 5 that's coming out in March. Now that game looks like it's going to be freaking awesome, so I'm excited for that. And then Ubisoft are releasing The Division 2, a sequel to, obviously, The Division, and that's coming out also in March. So there are a lot of games, as you can tell right here, a lot of games coming out, and these are going to be on pretty much everything. You've got PlayStation, PC, and Xbox that these will be released on, so these aren't the exclusive titles. And then you do take it even further to April 23rd when Mortal Kombat 11 comes out, and I can't wait to see that banned in Australia potentially. I don't know if it actually will, but Rage 2 is also coming out, another big awesome game right there. And then you've also got Doom Eternal. We don't know when this game is actually going to come out, but it's going to be out next year in 2019. That's obviously going to be amazing to see on the Xbox One X in 60 FPS, potentially 4K. I don't know, but it's going to be a good game no matter what. So on top of that, Cyberpunk 2077, we don't even know when that's going to be released, potentially 2019. It could be moved back, we're not sure. It seems like they've been working on this game for decades, but not really. And then yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff also coming out next year, but we're not exactly sure when all these games will come out, and there are more announcements happening in the next few months, potentially also in June when E3 does roll around, or also for Sony, we could see announcements at any time of the year because we don't know when they'll be announcing all their stuff since they're not going to be at E3. So yeah, overall, if you do take a look at this list, at these lists, Microsoft's exclusive game, it's just not all that great. Like, it's got some good games in there, but not too many. It's going to be all up to Microsoft in this year to really blow us away with their E3 announcements, because I'm kind of worrying a little bit, but it shouldn't be too much of a worry because the games that they do pump out usually are really good exclusives, but they do kind of go on the wayside because people are like, oh, PlayStation have The Last of Us, they have this, they have that, they have everything. It seems like that, and PlayStation do release incredibly good exclusives, so it's going to be an interesting year, 2019 for Microsoft and Xbox. It is a little bit of a warning for anyone out there that does own an Xbox. There aren't going to be too many crazy exclusives next year, but 2020, it looks like it could be a big year, especially with all the acquired studios, newly acquired studios by Microsoft. But anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. It is a little bit different, and if you did enjoy it, please smack the like button. As always, if you're brand new around here, click that subscribe button. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.